Hey, welcome here. So this is my old Russian lathe that I've modified to be able to do hot spinning. I'm gonna be spinning some bowls today, but I wanna try something I've never tried before and just see where it will take us. Let me show you what's going on here. The lathe is an old 1965 Russian LK62, and this sucker is stocky and beefy. It's actually really short too, which all of these things are great for this process. And yes, I have completely destroyed it, but arguably it was wrecked before I got it. This is just out so that the heat doesn't get back to here. When I was doing the bigger shapes and lots of them, I did put a steady rest on here with a heat shield, and that's really good. I should have that, but it broke. These are small, I'm just doing it. I've tried quite a few different tools up here, and this was a roller bearing that I forged down to this shape because I thought the material would stand up to the abuse pretty good, and it's done okay. I'm gonna say that I didn't do a good enough job with the rolling, and what I found is when it jammed up, it actually worked better. It was smoother. That doesn't sound good because typically you don't want to score your work. However, the aesthetics of it I find super interesting because it really reflects pottery that's been spun on a wheel, and so I think it looks really cool. I think also because the material's hot, it creates the ability to feel what's going on better. And what I mean by that is you can actually literally feel it gets slippery. It's really, really fascinating. As I set up here, let me tell you about Squarespace, who's been kind enough to sponsor this video. So I've actually used Squarespace for my website for the last couple years. And Squarespace is like an all-in-one platform for whatever you want to do for creating your online identity. So if you want an e-commerce website, if you want to set up a portfolio, if you would do blogs, whatever you do, Squarespace has really great options for you. They have award-winning templates, great customer service, and have your back when it comes to creating your online identity. And you know, in this day and age, that's really important. As we come into the last month of this year, if you're feeling like you have a passion project that you'd love to sort of see if you can turn into a business, I just encourage you to take it up. Take up Squarespace, use the link down below, promo code TIMD at checkout. It gets you 10% off first purchase, and make 2023 an exciting new year. Wow, 2023, guys, that's crazy. Where did 2022 go? Man, let's give this baby a spin and see how it goes. So that's the finished bowl there. You can see there's this really cool texture that comes from that process that makes it look like clay. So here's the one we just spun, and then you can see I've been spinning other ones, and what's fun is that they're all different. It is part of the process, and they just feel like they're more like clay, sort of handmade. These are for a company called Lock and Mortis. If you want to take a look at their stuff, they make super cool furniture. I'll put the link down below. I'll run the rest of these bowls. I got like another 30 to do or so. And then if we have an extra disc at the end, why don't we see how far we can take it on this? It'd be kind of fun to play. I've never done that. We're all into that. So I just finished these all up. I wanted to quickly show you how they look. I think it looks so cool. All right, it's time to play a little bit here. Let's see how far we can take this plate, spin it down. I'm pretty excited about this. Check it out. It certainly has something going for it. I don't know exactly what, but it's so fun. It's just so cool. Look at that. Like that is like pottery. Let's take it out. I want to touch it. Let's go cool it off in the snow. And I'm telling you, there is something about this that is just super, super cool. What do you guys think? Where are we going with this? Is this something? Am I the only one that thinks this is cool? Last year, I bought all of this stuff. These are wood wicks for a candle because I thought it would be really sweet to make a nice beeswax candle. No, that sounds a little weird, but I like candles, okay? Just gonna say it. But I haven't felt good about the container that holds the wax. I haven't felt good about the design, basically, until now. This could work. So that's one, and that's option two. Let's see how that would look for height in this bad boy. Is this hot still? I feel like it might be a little bit short. Oh, maybe not. Incredible. I didn't even plan this out, guys. It's just all happening. That's awesome. Is this one too short? Kind of like the X, not gonna lie. Oh, come on, seriously. That's like the perfect height. Guys, this is meant to be. This is meant to be. How cool is that? I gotta find some beeswax. My only concern is that because this is metal, is it gonna get too hot? Wouldn't it be so cool because once it's burned out, you could just get another one of these, put it in, and then just heat it up and put the wax in, and it would just melt in. It should be like really simple to put the beeswax in this thing, because you can just heat it up. Oh man, I don't know if you can hear it, rings super nice. I don't know how it's working out so good today. This never happens. I just found these are broken beeswax candles. This is a product I was doing with a company called Barter. You can see the wick sticking out there. For sure that's going to be enough to fill that. How did this video go from watch me make a product for Lock & Mortise to, hey, we're building a new product? Maybe. It's pretty awesome. So what I'm thinking here, just for this first one, is I'll probably melt the wax outside of the canister, the candle, and then pour it in just because I don't know what I'm doing. This is a bowl. Just gonna put a little spout on it and we'll get melting some wax. Stamp my T in the bottom just because I think this might be going somewhere. Having a super hard time to know if I should go with the straight or the X. And see how this thing goes in there. Okay, it doesn't seem like that's gonna be an issue. Oops. Yeah, might as well get all the sludge and junk. And then I'm going to place this in there. Is that centered? That's pretty cool. I hope that's not a mistake, just because we're just experimenting here. I think that's the best way to go. I'll keep melting. We'll get it filled up. I'm going to let that sit. Am I just tripping on myself that this is cool, or like, what do you think? Man, the only downer, because I
I think it would be probably like $100 candle. And it's a lot of money, but I can't be apologetic because that's like, beside my life being online on the lathe, it just takes a lot of oxygen and time to form it, plus the beeswax and the wick. That's where my job sucks. But maybe I'll just leave it up to you. Like, I think I might just put this up on my website, and there's, what are we, I think it's like December, no, it's not quite December yet. It's November 23rd, but I got to do the axes and then I could do this. I don't think that would give me enough time to get it done before Christmas though. So it'd probably be like a pre-order January delivery, probably realistically, which is unfortunate. It'd be super sweet to hit Christmas for this. Let me think it over, but it could be an option. And then I'll know if I'm the only one that thinks this is silly or not, because I'll leave it up to you. If you like it, you order it. I'm not alone. Let's let this cool off and then we'll see what it looks like. So it's cooled off. Oh, it's still a little bit warm. But I've got something to learn about the beeswax because it cracked really bad right there. So we got something to figure out there for sure. But it's pretty cool. I'm going to put some finish on here. You can see there's a little bit of wax. Finish it up. Go from there.
I've been playing around with this, and I've got the top pretty good now. But there's certainly some more to be learned about pouring beeswax. And I also put in this different style of wick. This is supposed to be more of a crackly one, which sounds interesting. We're gonna light it up and see how it goes. I'm just like super like, what do I do with this? This is so cool, but you know, it's just so expensive is kind of my holdup. But then I keep coming back to it. I'm like, yeah, but Tim, you're a blacksmith. Anything you make could be done cheaper. The process of how you do it, that people are supporting you. And this is the object that's just like that. It's an interesting process, the hot spinning, that fascinates me. And I love this object because of that. And that's why, you know, you're paying for that. This could be done way cheaper. The other thing that I've been thinking about is that this shell, you know, once the wax is burned down, you just put it on your oven and reheat the wax, clean it out, recharge it with more beeswax, and then this case will go forever. This thing will be around till you die, or till you don't want it anymore. You could use it for other stuff. So it's kind of like an ongoing, and then the recharge for the beeswax would be a lot cheaper. You could just locally find it, get a wick, stick it in, whatever, or I could sell it, whatever. So anyways, it's sort of an interesting idea on that because of the sustainability. It's not a one-time candle in that sense, so I like that. But anyways, I'm gonna keep thinking on this, but I wanna light this up and see how it works. Just burning that excess of wick off. I probably should have trimmed it first. Or just bang. Oh, there you go. That's the way. It's got a nice sound to it now too. Not a crackling, but like you can hear that it's burning. Super cool. So we want to just see if this flame will heat this up and carry it out to the edge. Not sure it's going to happen, so I'm just going to let it go for a bit here. Go from there. Just going to set you up here on a time lapse because I got to be back in the shop making axes. But that's for the next video. So I've had this burning for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not the whole day, but a lot of hours. The first wick that I put in there, the flat one, it didn't go to the edges, the puddle. So I put two side by side, and that's been a lot better, but you can still see it does get almost across, but it doesn't take out this. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna head back to the shop, and I'm actually gonna make this just a whisker hair smaller. And then we're gonna try that. And it's just a little bit smaller
in diameter, so I'm hoping that'll be enough. More like irregular on the top, which I think is actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna let this cool off and throw some wax in there. See what shakes from this one. So this is number 2, ready to give a test run. Still have a little bit of cracking issues that I gotta work out. It's a little bit tricky, but I think I can figure it out yet, hoping so. So it's been burning for 2 hours and 22 minutes. In the last, I'd say 15 minutes, hasn't changed a lot. It's supposed to be at 2 hours. It's supposed to be all around the edges. It's pretty close. I want to show you a couple things on how to recharge the candle because I think this is important to the product. Here's our wax. This is the raw beeswax. Smells amazing. Here's our 2 wooden wicks with the clips. If you need to refinish your candle base, the steel part, you want to do that before you put the wax in. So I had this in the oven at 170 degrees, and then you just grab a little bit of beeswax, do it over the paper here, and you can just see how it kind of just melts in there. It's not terribly hot. It actually could be hotter, but this is good. Ooh, it smells so good. Rub that in there. And you only have to do this if you need to. And then just grab a cloth, wipe it down. Wipe it down real good. If it gets too cold, just stick it back in the oven and just do it again. And then what I'm gonna do is take this, place it in there. This is gonna be the best way to do it because if you have any wax on the bottom of this or spillage, it's going to end up on your element and that's going to be not that great. And then we're just going to take some of our wax here and just start putting it in there. It's not too complicated. And you want to keep this on a really low temperature. I was messing around with my temperature gauge. You probably don't need this. But what I found is if the water is boiling, it's too hot. Wax be 150 degrees Fahrenheit when you pour it. We're not pouring it. If you go above 185, you actually burn the wax. That harms it, and then it doesn't smell as nice when you actually light the candle. So slow is the ideal game here. And again, I'm just new to this all, so take it as is. So the wax is all liquid now, so we're ready to put the wick in. So this is 2 wicks because I haven't found a wick big enough yet. So I'll put these together here and then we'll stick it in. What's important is that the wicks on the top, they actually overlap. And the reason you want this, you want the thickest wood in the middle so your flame burns even. That's why they put these strips on, I think, when they're by themselves. This little clip on the bottom, and you're ready to go. So we'll just put this in here. Turn it off. That's it. We're just going to let this sit. We might get cracks, we might not, but we're going to live with that. Just came out. Check it out. So this is it out of the cooling process, and it cracked. I think it's just part of the process, and you got to get used to that. It does not affect the burn. It's totally fine. That's how you refill it if you want to. Trim this or light it up, whatever works, and it's good to go. I've been burning this one probably about 3 hours yesterday, and I started it at just before 8, and it's 3:47 now. It's been burning all day. So this candle burns a really long time, and it's completely clean around the edges, so that's really great. It is hot though. You would want to be careful with this now. It does get hot. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and this is what I want to do. Been looking at the calendar, and I'm going to offer 20 of these things for sale with delivery before Christmas. That's going to be it. I'm also going to add the option that you can purchase a refill kit. So that'd be the beeswax and the wick, the wooden wick, so that if you want to refill yours when it's done, you can do that. It'll be a little drop down menu on my website when you go to purchase the candle. We're going to launch it. If it's popular, then I'll bring some more back in January. Otherwise, this will be the one and done short little series. Link is down below of my website where you can get the candle if you're interested in that. Besides that, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, keep the forge lit, hey?